Thanks, Dr. Khanna, for the invitation and hospitality. Now, I am going to present a case of fenestrated EVAR. This was done in our hospital by Professor Joe Joseph and with the surgical support from Edwin Stephen of CMC Vellore. We thought that the procedure will go have a smooth sail, but we landed in a lot of choppy waters, but finally emerged unscathed. Now, this is a 67-year-old male who had a large aortic aneurysm involving both renal arteries, but the SMA was clear with around 16 millimeter clearance, and the neck angle was fairly favorable. Now, this is the pre-procedure picture showing both renal arteries involved, but the SMA is fairly clear, large aneurysm. Now, the procedure started at 8 a.m. With the fenestration, surgical fenestration for both renal arteries. The right femoral was exposed, bilateral brachial access, 20 French sheaths through the right femoral and 7 French sheaths through both brachials. The renals were wired, and the stent graft was introduced, 32 into 145 millimeter over a 20 French sheath. And then the renal ostial position was checked. You can see the fenestrations on either side for the renals. And that's the stent graft partially opened for about a few centimeters. And then the wire was, the right renal was wired through the fenestration, right fenestration. Without much difficulty, we could put in a Terumo wire. But the left was wired with much more greater difficulty. And you can note that the left wire is going at the lower border of the fenestration, whereas the right one was right at the middle. Well, this did not give us any cue at that time. Both were wired, and the nose cone was removed, opening up the stent graft fully. And then the right stent graft was deployed, 6 millimeter into 38 Advanta V12 atrium. And a check was done. The SMA was flowing very well, but you can see that the covered part of the upper part of the stent is just at the ostium of the SMA. Now, from this point, the trouble started. Now, the left was wired, but no catheter was going in. To have a stiff wire to go in, that no catheter was going in. The 5F catheter was not going in, and then 4F was not going in. So there was a difficult problem here. So we thought we would first balloon dilate it. It's probably because the fenestration was not well aligned, and also probably that the fenestration was made a little too deep into the valley of the struts of the graft. So it was not probably well aligned with the renal arteries. So we put in, various wires, various procedures were done, and finally we put in a coronary wire and then ballooned it with a 4 mm Pantera balloon, and then a stent was deployed. The uncovered stent was deployed. Sorry, it's an uncovered stent was deployed so that the area was now blown out. And after that, it was not very difficult. We could put in another wire catheter, and then the sheath was brought in, and the covered stent was deployed. And well, it went on up to that point. It's okay. Then the check angio was taken. The check angio shows that there is no flow in the SMA. So probably with these manipulations and the movement of the stent was happened, and it was sitting right at the mouth of the SMA. So that the SMA is not flowing. You can see the retrograde flow in the SMA. So another covered stent was put in the SMA. And so problem number 2, SMA block, which was covered by the covered stent, and which shows a good flow. Now, after that, of course, the wire was taken from above and snared down for the contralateral limb. The contralateral limb was deployed. But once it was deployed, the nose cone got broken. So the nose cone had to be snared, and once it was snared and it stood taken out, and then the left limb was completely deployed, And the right iliac was checked, and then right iliac extension was deployed, and that was the final position. The final check angio shows good flow. In the SMA, both renals are flowing very well. The procedure started at 10 a.m. and finished at 7 p.m. Total procedure time was 9 hours, and the fluoro time was 3 hours. Well, we took a CT after 1 month, which showed fairly good position and good flow in the renals and the SMA. And the CT angio was repeated after 1 year. It shows good reduction in the size of the aneurysm, no endoleaks, and the vessels are still flowing very well. The patient is clinically quite good. So all is well that ends well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations. But I am always afraid with the manipulation in the renal artery, because we know when we place a standard stent in renal artery, we have renal function deterioration in 20 to 30% of the cases. If even very quickly, even without any manipulation. When you look at your technique, what is the percentage of renal failure after this kind of technique, or renal function deterioration? It's huge. No?
If the renal artery is
What is the
well, then
creatinine
no
level
problem.
1 year after in this patient? Do you know?
This patient renal function is normal?
Yeah. It's a 1 year renal function is safe.
Normal?
No problem. Yeah, absolutely no.
Yes, but in all publicity, you know that the renal function is deteriorated at least in 15–20% of the cases. So that's the problem of this technique. That's beautiful technique, but I don't believe it.
Long term, we don't know. Really.
Long term, what do you think? No? What do you think about the renal
Long term,
function and...
You're saying that the renal function is in time, rather than
In this patient, yeah. It started with 1.2 or 1.3, it's 1.4 1 year later. It's nothing.
what is the total amount of contrast?
No, contrast was not used much. Contrast volume was about 200 max. No, it was not the, it was the difficulty in getting into the renal artery and then what to do. I mean, it took really 2–3 hours to send that left renal artery.
Was it done in the private hospital?
No, it's a government hospital. Yeah. So
Okay, thank you.
cost
We
was
have
not
to
a-
stop.
Thank you very much.